And I want to welcome you to my Spiritual Growth Through Recovery podcast. The purpose of these videos is to grow my spirituality by following the AA program of recovery, and I try to do that by being as honest, vulnerable, and accountable as I can be, which is why I make these videos. It makes me put some work in towards my recovery. All right. I'm no expert in AA or spirituality or recovery. I'm just trying to live life on life's terms and do it sober. The recipe we follow here is we read the daily reading out of the AA Daily Reflections book. There's a link in the description if you'd like to follow along, and I'll share my take on the reading as well as some other topic. All right. So the topic for today is going to be fear and faith, and just trying to follow up on my my weekly action items. How am I doing? Now it's been 3 weeks now, and how am I doing? So do a little checkup on that. Okay. All right. June 21st, Hump Day. Wednesday. Fear and faith. The achievement of freedom from fear is a lifetime undertaking, one that can never be wholly completed. When under heavy attack, acute illness, or in other conditions of serious insecurity, we shall all react to this emotion, well or badly, as the case may be. Only the self-deceived will claim perfect freedom from fear, as Bill sees at page 263. Fear has caused suffering when I could have had more faith. There are times when fear suddenly tears me apart, just when I'm experiencing feelings of joy, happiness, and a lightness of heart. Faith and a feeling of self-worth towards a higher power helps me endure tragedy and ecstasy. When I choose to give all my fears over to my higher power, I will be free. All right, so back-to-back readings on fear. I did one yesterday and do another one today. So it talks about the achievement of freedom from fear is a lifetime undertaking, one that can never be wholly completed. It's again, this whole idea of progress, not perfection, pops up again. We'll never be perfect. We just got to keep plugging away, keep surrendering. If we can't surrender, then we pray for the willingness to surrender. So I really like that idea. Who could live under such an expectation of perfection, right? We've probably tried in some level, in some part of our lives. When we're active, that's us, right? We're trying to be perfect, and we're not. Then there's this anxiety comes up, this fear comes up, and we push our self-will even a little harder to try to achieve that. So progress, not perfection, right? Talks about when under heavy attack, we shall all react to this emotion. We're all going to experience fear at some point, no matter how hard we try. So where does this fear come from, right? I think somewhere in the literature talks about either we are not getting something we want, or something we have being taken from us. Fears are going to happen, such is life. And trying to just accept that and just say, okay, when it comes, do the best we can and learn and try to get better and try to get better. Only the self-deceived will claim perfect freedom from fear. And self-deceived, the whole idea of being insane, right? The kind of a twisted perception of things. I think I'm okay not being perfect with this today. Just going to keep trying to get a little bit better, and a little bit better. It talks about fear has caused suffering when I could have had faith. And I just kind of wonder, could I have had faith in these situations? I think fear is a learned response, right? And so I believe faith is also a learned response. So I'm going to have to try it and keep learning and keep trying to build that part of me as a normal response. Because right now, fear is more of a normal response. And so over time, maybe I'll build that the learned response of faith will become greater than my learned response of fear. And so I don't know if I always could have had faith, but over time, I hope that'll start to grow. There are times when fear suddenly tears me apart. The more self-reliant I am, the more susceptible to fear I will be. And so all I can think of is the more I'm surrendering, the more I'm praying, the more I'm making that attempt to connect with God, then those times where fear suddenly tears me apart become less and less, and I'll be relying on faith more and more. And finally, it talks about faith helps me endure tragedy and ecstasy. When I choose to give all my fears to my higher power, I will be free. When I choose an action, I must learn and practice daily. So that's kind of where I'm at today with it. I'm going to try to do the best. I'm going to practice that part, lean into that, try to get rid of that self-reliance, lean on my higher power, and practice these things when I choose. So anyway, so that's kind of what I got on today's reading. And I just want to because this is where I want to be accountable, right? Honesty, vulnerability, and accountability. That's why I'm making the videos. So I wanted to do a checkup. How am I doing 3 weeks in? So once again, 3 weeks ago I put together this, where do I put my time and energy, right? So where I had been putting my time and energy was at work, doing my basketball training, things fear related, doing these videos, making money on my side hustle, and not the AA program, right? And so where did I decide? Where did I say I wanted to put my time? Into prayer, self-care, meditation, and journaling, attending more AA meetings, not isolating, reaching out more, getting more rest, and getting out of self more. So how am I doing? So the action items I took from that was to pray daily, and I am making a small amount, right? I am praying maybe every third day instead of every seventh day. So there's a small amount of progress to that, and I do feel a little peace with that. I am working on that better. Hitting 3 AA meetings a week, I am doing that, and that does feel good. Calling my sponsor, I am doing, at least twice a week. I am contacting my sponsor. Having more consistent work hours, yeah, I am getting better at that. Spending quality time with my fiance, her kids, my kids, and my friends. I am making a little bit more progress with that. I am. So I'm not spending as much time on my little side hustle. I am spending more time into the AA program. I am spending more time with these videos. And so, yeah, I mean, it's interesting because when I first put this on the list, I thought, okay, how am I going to do? And when I sat down right before making this, I thought, God, I'm not where I want to be on this. But when I look at it, I am making some incremental progress. It's for the first time in a long time, I feel this warmth inside of me as I'm talking right now that I am making progress. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to keep plugging away on this. And that's the whole accountability on this is kind of why I'm making these videos. So I just want to encourage you to, if there's some part of your life that you need to work on, how are you being accountable? And how can you make that to somebody else, a higher power, just, have weekly gate checks, some accountability for yourself. So, so I hope you got something out of today's reading. I definitely did. Going to keep just progress, not perfection, just a little bit better today than yesterday, tomorrow a little bit better today, and just be thankful for the growth I'm making. So, all right. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow for another video. So until then, peace out.